Hey guys, what's up? My name is Lola. I am the creator and the host of Our Soul's Journey podcast. I've been in the spiritual space for about 10 years now, and I've seen many sides of this space. I'm a tarot reader, I'm an empath, and I'm someone who loves learning how to live a more soul-led life. I'm here to help give you some guidance from the physical to the metaphysical to everything in between. This show's purpose is to help you become more comfortable in your spiritual journey because, say it with me, everyone's spiritual journey is unique for them. Think about it, it's true and you know it. If you haven't already, go ahead and comment your name so I can say hi to you in the next episode. And go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Our Soul's Journey podcast. I post a new podcast episode every single Monday at 6 a.m. Central. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and follow over there too. Save the episode and listen to it the next time you're on a plane. Those plane podcast episodes hit really hard too. This podcast is growing slowly but surely. It is growing. So go ahead and share it with your family, your friends, your dog walker, your neighbors, your local baker. Share it with whoever you feel called to share it with. Posted on my YouTube channel. Next week, there'd be a little surprise. And look at this. We have a whole camera setup. We have a microphone. We have a little background that you can't see. Slowly but surely, these things will be fixed. And could I have just said I was getting a new camera and a microphone? Absolutely. Was I going to do that? No. Because I thought this would be really cool, and I'm so happy. So I posted 8 episodes, which is pretty impressive considering I've never posted or made a podcast ever before in my life. I know that this podcast is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I enjoy doing this. I love what I'm saying. I love what I'm expressing and what I'm kind of creating and what I'm saying because I don't think there's a lot of people that are saying it, which is really just like more grounded, real life spirituality and not this like ego-led new age spirituality. I know it's a ridiculous name, but that's what comes to mind when I think of it, and so that's what I'm naming it. And I love this. And it makes the absolute most sense to get a camera, to get a microphone, and to start creating something that I'm just absolutely in love with. So really, this camera is for you watching, but it's also for me. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm excited to see where this goes and where it leads. This is this is not the camera, this is the microphone. I'm loving it so far. I think it's pretty cool. It's a decent camera. It's not bad at all. So I like it. This is a surprise. We have a video podcast now and you are free to sit me down while you do your makeup, while you run your errands, while you go to the grocery store. I'm just here to help give you some guidance on your spiritual journey. Happy New Year. It is 2026. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. I was supposed to post a podcast episode last week. I ended up not doing so because I was having so many problems and challenges with creating the episode itself, which is crazy. And so today's episode is going to be what I was going to talk about last week, which is why you shouldn't feel guilty about your kiss on New Year's or any other time. I know. What are we going into? Well, one of my favorite discussions, which is love. Love in any form is just something I love talking about. So, a past version of me was someone who refused to kiss anyone who I did not feel was my person. I used to call this man my husband. It wasn't a chronic fear as much as it was just, I want to stay focused. I only want him. I only want him. I don't want anyone else. I don't want to get sidetracked. I don't want to get all stressed out. I'm no longer that version of me. And I can look back and I can appreciate how determined I was to make sure I stayed on the right path. But one thing I really wanted this past New Year's was to have a New Year's Eve kiss because I felt like that was something I hadn't had. And I was willing to allow myself to experience a kind of love for just one night for the sake of a societal tradition. And I, I thought about that. I'm not going to go out on dates. I'm not going to go out and have fun with someone because we like each other, we want to get to know each other. And I will drop all of that for some societal tradition at midnight. I really took a couple days actually to consider the fact that I wouldn't just allow myself to be happy any other time of the year. I was only allowing myself to let love in on this one night. Now, am I talking about true, passionate, soulmate love? Not necessarily. It could be. You never know who you're going to kiss at midnight, really. But in general, most people usually aren't kissing their soulmate at midnight, unless you are, in which case, not necessarily talking about that specifically. I think, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, the topic of love and excitement, soulmates, dating, that's all been brought up more within the spiritual community. One thing I see a lot of that I've kind of experienced is being so scared to kiss someone at midnight because it might prevent your soulmate from coming in, or your husband or your wife. I was kind of the opposite. I was kind of like, I'll let it happen, but I was scared the other 364 days a year. So I kind of get it. And the thing is, I think when we're doing that, we're not allowing ourselves to really experience being human. And I'll tell you why. So, being human includes spontaneity. To do something random, spontaneous, or something that you don't expect yourself to do, that is all part of the human experience. And I don't think it's talked about enough, especially when you mix that with the spiritual community that we see now. I mean, everything's about divine timing and it's all going to work out in God's plan and we're just going to do this and make sure that it goes right. I think it's come to a point where some people in the spiritual community just aren't allowing themselves to experience being human. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my belief system, but we're human beings, right? I'm a Homo sapien, you're a Homo sapien, and we're all Homo sapiens if you're watching this, unless maybe you're a chimp. I don't know. Maybe a chimp's enjoying this. It's not talked about often enough that part of being human is just experiencing your life as it is. I'm not saying we let go of our spiritual beliefs or we choose to say bye bye, but allowing yourself to make choices not based off of your future or people that may come in or what you believe could be true for you. Just make them because you want to do them. So long as it doesn't harm you physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, stay away from them if they're bad news. And if your gut says stay away from them, definitely stay away from them. But allow yourself that moments more and more, not just at midnight, to make a choice that provides you happiness. Go to a park, go take a walk, go to the zoo, go plant a flower, go to a crystal store, buy a new crystal, go to a thrift store and see if they have any cute little candle holders. I mean, go hang out with your friends, go call your friend that you haven't talked to forever. Who cares? Just do it because you want to. When we get into this mode of planning our life out and making sure we're doing things from our highest self's perspective, we often forget that what we'll learn most is in moments that we don't expect. It's in my life where out of spontaneous action, I actually did learn. And it was for the best. This is part of the human experience is taking action on something you don't necessarily expect to do. That in and of itself is a learning experience. And having a kiss and being spontaneous is part of that human experience. Now, this whole conversation of purity culture, energy vampires, and keeping everyone away because it's bad spiritual hygiene is kind of extreme, and that's a whole other episode in and of itself. But generally, you'll be fine if you just spontaneously kiss someone at midnight. As long as they also want to be kissed at midnight. That's this is the thing. Don't just kiss someone who wants to be kissed. The second reason you should not feel guilty about your New Year's Eve kiss or a kiss at any other time of the year is because that is a form of love. Hear me out here. Love is love. Exercising love is important in our day to day. No, you don't have to be in love with that person that you kiss at midnight, but you should love yourself enough to experience joy in the form of a random kiss from a stranger on New Year's. Really, I think you should. That form of joy is something that we're not getting much of anymore. Not to say we're not getting it at all, but we live in an age where we have a lot of technology now. Most of what we do is online on social media. I am like the biggest advocate in finding a physical hobby and experiencing face-to-face connection as much as we can. And I truly believe that that is a form of love. It's a form of self-love. How often do you deprive yourself of this type of joy because you don't see it fit? You don't think it's the best for you. This form of love is not necessarily complex. It's very simple. Really, what this love is coming down to is self love and allowing yourself to experience that flow through you, flow around you, be around that love. It may not be that passionate soulmate love, and frankly, you may not even recognize that love the moment you meet your person. Don't feel guilty because what you're doing, just allowing yourself to flow freely in your human experience and to allow these emotions flow through you out to someone else is perfectly fine. That is love, and that is something that isn't talked about enough. For a lot of people to preach love and light, they're also preach really hardcore, like, don't touch anyone, they're gonna curse you and their whole family's bloodline. Or don't touch them, they're energy vampires, you need to stay away from them at all costs, or else it's gonna suffocate the living life out of you. Oh my God, isn't that just exhausting to hear? Like, really, that sounds so exhausting. It's love. And if you're choosing to go onto the train of love and light, which me too, love and light, but this is it. This is also a form of love. And it's real. It's self-love. Now, if this is something you're like, this is not my thing. I'm not really a physical person. I don't crave a kiss, then that is a-okay. But if you're someone who's thinking about it, you're like, I kind of want a kiss. I kind of want to be around someone. I just want a spontaneous, like, little, that's okay. That's love. That is love. And don't let people who fearmonger spirituality on the internet tell you otherwise. And speaking of other spiritual creators on the internet, not anyone specifically. My point is, humans are naturally egoic creatures. It's something we're never going to finish shedding completely. But there's so much purity culture bullshit that sits in this community. And I'm not saying that you should be going out and get with a new person every single night or every single weekend. That's not what I'm saying. There's a balance in everything. Don't you remember like stories of like our grandparents telling us, back in my day and age, I'd just be so happy when Johnny would ask me out on a date at school and I'd say yes and we'd go out and get a little milkshake at the bar and I'd wear my poodle skirt and blah 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 blah. That's sweet. That's so sweet. And there are creators who would say, run. Sometimes it's not even about hooking up. It's just about being around other people. And I'm like, there's a balance here. That kiss that you're gonna have on New Year's, or maybe once in a while because you want to be taken out on a nice date, or once in a while because you want to take someone out on a nice date, is perfectly acceptable. Like, shut up. You're telling me we're supposed to live this life of like, don't touch another person unless they're your soulmate. Wait, what? What are we doing? And I get it. Like, if you're someone who's like, mm, I really just, I'm not looking for that. I, not my thing. Cool. That is perfectly acceptable. As long as that's coming from like a genuine place, it's perfectly fine. But you don't need to freak out over some like purity culture BS that's leaking its way into the spiritual community. You don't need to be with a new person every other night, but you also don't need to be so petrified that if you kiss someone, oh my God, that kiss is going to curse your bloodline for the next 7 generations. Like, you can just have a kiss and everything will be fine. Those overthinking thoughts that are evil thoughts, no, you're a human being. And if you're anywhere around my age, it's perfectly fucking normal. It would be probably a little bit more like, I wouldn't say questionable, but a little bit more peculiar if you just like randomly kiss someone at midnight and we're like, okay, moving on. Maybe not peculiar. I get a lot of these ways of thinking, so you don't need to stress. We're human beings. Look, if it wasn't supposed to happen for you, it wouldn't be possible. That I do believe in. So that's the episode I have today. Because this is new to me, I'm sorry it's a little scattered, but I'm getting better and I'm learning. And slowly but surely, we are going to have better podcast episodes. You're going to have way more fun with me, and we are going to have a great time together on this channel, on Spotify. So I hope you don't feel guilty about any more of your occasional kisses or hugs. Look, you guys, we do not need to freak out over kissing someone. So, like I said, that's what I have for you guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Our Soul's Journey Podcast. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and follow on Spotify. Save the episode there, regardless of where you're watching this. Share it. Share it on Instagram, Facebook, share it on YouTube. I don't know. We can try that. We'll find out what happens. Snapchat. I know people use Snapchat still. Oh my gosh, and TikTok. I totally forgot about TikTok. And share it on TikTok while we have it. And if you're someone who's chronically offline and you just so happen to found this on YouTube, send it through a text. I exist. I'm with you there. I don't like social media. You would find me sharing a podcast through text message. So share it. Just do it. Spirituality is not to be gatekept. It's to be shared unconditionally, just like love is. And until next week, bye.